Hi, this is Jackie,
Hi, this is Diana.
and you're listening to Home Bodies Only, where we welcome all bodies to join us as we break down and dissect HBO series. And this episode, we are talking about, and just like that, season 2, episode 4, Alive! Exclamation point. And I was barely awake or alive after watching this. I have to start with that. I'm sorry.
Really?
Yeah. I,
Wow. Ups and downs for me on this one.
yeah,
Like, I loved a lot of the fashion in this one.
that is, yes, that is my one thing.
And
That was
yeah, I loved a lot of the fashion. I really, really love the fact that Carrie and Seema had a beautiful looking cappuccino slash latte that was visible. And I appreciated that more than you know.
that
What
was
I,
my favorite
yeah,
scene. I said that was my absolute favorite scene. The fashion, those were my highlights.
yeah.
The fashion, that scene,
Hmm.
their scenes together. Like in general, I think I'm
Yes.
really liking. Sorry, so keep going.
I think and for me the come on, alrighty, is the Miranda storyline is like that awkward whole thing.
Yeah.
um I was such a Carrie in that. I was ready to leave like she was. That whole thing, the way that's it's like just an unfolding cluster, you know what.
Yeah.
I'm not really.
And
I think
not
I'm hearing chatter that people are like not
not like
bored, but like they're just not liking the storyline of Miranda right now. And it has
yeah.
nothing to do with,
No.
the path that it's not that. I just think it's
No.
starting to get a little bit like,
It's
what?
stagnant. It's like
It's like,
I don't know how a storyline with that theme could be boring. But there's
yeah, I
something
mean,
boring about it. I don't know what it is. I don't know
it's like the whole Steve and now the
why.
Brady, and now they're at therapy, and then she's like with the ex-husband of Che. It's
It's
like
not
really
making
like
us
this.
care, I think. Like, I don't
I
care. And I don't know why.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really care about her storyline, at least that part of it. And I don't know why I don't care because that's her storyline. But
And it's
it's,
almost like Miranda's part isn't as intertwined with the other characters right now. So I don't
yeah, maybe
feel,
that's it.
or I'm not seeing Miranda in with the group
She's
as
very separate.
much.
Yeah,
Yes. And that's bothering me a bit. But I am
that's true.
loving the fashion of this episode. The
Yes.
the at the anniversary party.
Yes.
Yes, it was a whole debacle. I knew that he forgot the invitation. I absolutely knew as soon as she said something about the invitation. But I was like, oh my God, to be at this party. Like, I just want a bubbly glass of champagne and to dress all. I just loved that.
Yeah. No, I did too.
So
It was funny because the fashion, I forgot. The fashion was the
it was
highlight.
on
I
point.
did listen to the writers' room. I think I told you that yesterday. Podcast that went along with it. And I do have more not that I have disrespect, but I have more like respect
Mhm.
for the episode and can appreciate what they were really trying to go for, why they went for these different storylines. They make it sound more interesting. It's like more interesting to listen to
Mm.
talk. That's
Mhm.
not good. If
Mhm.
it's more interesting to listen to the writers talk about the episode than the actual episode, I don't think that's a good sign. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. So I don't know what else to say, but I don't really know what else to say about it because
Yeah, I mean, we could walk
basically,
through a little bit,
I
but
know. I hate to
it's
say
yeah.
like I don't have a well, there's the story of her with Enid. I okay, so here's my thing. I liked that whole idea of Vivant and
Mhm.
Gloria Steinem being, that's another thing. Like, wow, they had Gloria Steinem in the episode. I did find out from the Writers Room podcast, Gloria Steinem, like they took a few days to film the scene at the party or whatever, and I guess
Mhm.
every time she went up and did a speech, it was different. And she wrote them, like she came up with them. I don't even think she wrote them. I mean, that's just, they
Mhm.
were like, we can't write a speech for her, which I think that's awesome. I liked hearing about that. I can't believe she's 89. She's
Oh,
the
I
same
didn't
age
realize
as
she
my,
was.
that, I hate to say that
Oh,
old, but that's my dad's
wow.
age, which,
Yeah.
um, wow, like blown away. I think I know it's, oh, shoot, I had just seen how old she was. Now let me see. Must be down here. Vivant. Did I not? Yeah, she's 89, according to what I saw on the internet.
Oh, yeah, I see that. Okay, I didn't realize that.
Uh, I did like her saying, like, age is, what did she say? Age is the new frontier. And that's one thing too I like about the show, that they are older and they're
Mhm.
not trying to act younger. And I mean, Miranda's storyline maybe a little bit. I don't know. But
It
she's
was funny, like, it was funny for me, like, when, what's her name? Carrie's former Vogue editor.
Enid.
I wanna just say Murphy
En-
Brown.
Enid.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, like, that was funny, like, they're meeting up and the
And awkward and
AARP
how
or, like, all
honest
the
she is. I love her honesty. Like, it's perfect, I think. You know.
And, like, the Carrie story, like, through that, and then, what's her name is trying to, like, set her up into
And then, of
she
course, it
keeps
ends
getting
up
the
being,
random, like, text.
and of course, it ends
They've
up
all
being
had it
her boyfriend. Yeah, I mean, like,
in the picture. I was thinking of you right now. I was like, "Oh, I can't wait for Jackie to talk about the prosthetic."
that might have been a real one because
Stop it.
I
Stop.
listened to, and I don't, you know what? I should have looked into the rules. So, for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, last year there was an episode with Harry showing his privates and it was prosthetic. And then I like dove into a little bit of this prosthetic thing where basically 99.9%, unless it's a certain adult film, it will be a
Mhm.
prosthetic. Um, and it just is interesting to me. Um, I don't know. This might be a real one because Michael Patrick King on the Writers Room podcast talks about them searching for the right picture. They
Oh
looked for the right picture
my
because it
god.
had to be older, it had to be like a tripod, all the specs,
Stop
I
it.
guess. Yeah. And I wonder if there's some rule because it's a picture and it's,
Uh-huh.
I don't know. They showed it so quickly. Well, I guess we could have froze it. I didn't really examine. Um,
Yeah. Yeah,
I
you
mean,
didn't pause that and
I
take
don't know how, like, it was funny, but I was like, are people really sending D pics like at that
I know, I know, I
age? I
know.
mean, I
I
feel
know.
like that was such a, I mean, well, men are.
Yeah.
Well, I shouldn't say that. I don't know. But I don't know how realistic
Uh,
that was. And Bitsy,
like, all these women at the party dated him
I
or
know,
are dating.
right? Right? And then, you know what is, whenever their Bitsy is on, that Bitsy Van Muffling name
Mhm.
throws me where it takes me out of reality because it's such a crazy name and like a book character. So it
Mhm.
reminds me more of like a book character, like a cartoon almost. So, and whenever
Yeah.
she's in there, I feel like I can be like kind of drawn into the show and be thinking, yeah, this could happen. And then when I don't know, when she's on it, I'm like, it takes me out of that. She did admit that Bobby was gay, finally, after
Mhm.
all these years. Um,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to think. So the Vivant thing, like I said, I really liked that. I didn't, and I know it was part of it supposed to be funny, but I didn't like how they really made it feel like, it almost made it feel like the ladies in there were the zombies, like moving so slowly, and then like you could just
Yes.
feel
Yeah.
the energy. It was like they seemed like they couldn't even
Like,
move.
could we
I'm
at
like,
least get the Golden Girls vibe in there? I
right?
mean,
Yeah. I mean, Golden Girls,
right?
in real life, they were like 50s, right?
Well, yes.
But they play,
But still.
yeah. I mean, so that was a little,
Could we portray that generation a little more like not in a like
yeah. I
nursing
mean,
home
like Lori
facility?
was
Like
looking hip, like she had on a hip outfit. I
yes.
mean, women in there
Yes.
were fine, but like,
Yeah, it was
I
funny
wish they
though.
had
Okay.
not played up. I felt like nobody could move, like
I,
got around very easily. Um,
oh man.
so yeah, we come to find out that Enid wanted her there for her deep pockets. I like forgot
I
that Carrie
didn't
apparently has.
realize that Carrie's pockets were that deep.
Well, I forgot. I think last season they kind of touched on it,
Mhm.
like what she got from him.
Mhm.
Maybe didn't they?
Oh
Or
yeah,
am I
yeah,
like
yeah. Okay.
imagining it? I don't know. I
Yeah.
think he was really loaded, supposedly, and
Right.
she really didn't have to work or anything. Okay, couple things. LTW, I don't know if you saw this in the Facebook group. LTW apparently talked about her daddy passing away in last season. She said it when they were in like one of the first episodes, supposedly, well, after Big dies. She said, "My daddy died last year," or something like that, and I'm still not over it. It came up a couple times in the Facebook group.
Oh,
And people
I
were like
didn't.
adamant about it, and nobody argued it. Nobody was like, "That's not true,"
Okay.
because I mean, obviously. But then he's at the dinner, so that was a
Yeah.
problem. I loved that it was Billy
Huh.
D. Williams. I don't. When
Yeah.
I was little, okay, that name in my house has a memory because I don't. I think Billy D. Williams guest starred on The Jeffersons. I believe it was The Jeffersons as himself. I am pretty
Hmm.
sure this is now. It's coming back to me. And I believe the woman who played the maid, their housekeeper,
Yeah.
I think it was her. I mean, I could be totally screwing this up, but I'm pretty sure it was her. She got very excited about it, meeting Billy D. Williams, and she kept going, "Billy D. Williams, Billy D. Williams," and literally saying his name over and over and over, and like getting all excited and shaking her hands.
Yeah.
And my oldest sister, we'd go, "Billy D. Williams." We would like say that, and like we would say it, and she would kind of do it to me,
Hmm.
like teasing me, and like if we got excited about something, that was what she would say, like making fun of me. Like if I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh my god," excited about something, she'd go, "Billy D. Williams." So as soon as I saw him, I was like, "Billy D. Williams." I was like
Oh
so
my gosh,
excited,
took it right
so
back.
stupid. And I'm pretty sure Billy D. Williams either has been around this area, the Hudson Valley. I
Yeah.
believe this is the actor, if I'm remembering correctly. I will change it because I will find out, I think Friday, because I'm going there. So Gerda's, it's local place here that
Yep.
does, it's old school. It's still decorated from like the 80s or whatever when she opened
I love
it.
it.
I love it. She herself, Gerda, is like early 80s in age. They do hair, nails, they'll do makeup for you. There's massage, there's facials, all that stuff.
Yeah.
I think it was him that the person who I, go to said he would come in. I'm pretty sure it was him. And he would completely fall asleep. He would get facials there and he would just like pass out and snore. I think it's him.
Oh,
If it's
that's
not, I
great.
will correct it. But anyway, so that's another thing. So I was excited to see him and then I didn't get as excited. Are you
Oh,
kidding me right now? Close the door. Do kids show up in this video? Yes, they do.
yes, they do. And I just
And we're
needed
back.
my card, Mom, or like
It was a little game.
again.
Yes, game. Yeah.
Here's your reminder. Get the
Yeah.
on-air sign.
He knows. Yeah, he knows. I don't think he realized though. I don't usually have it.
I
Facing against the door.
when I saw him show up, I was like, he reminded me of I'm like I should have fact checked this, but I was like, he looks like he was on an episode of the Cosby Show. You remember like when Bill Cosby would have all of it, like his like jazz musician friends and like
Yes.
all of like these people to the house and everybody
Yes.
would perform.
You think
I
he
was
was
like,
there
I feel
in
like
one of those episodes?
I feel like it was, or could have been there. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, if you have like a memory of
Just,
him on a show, unless
I
possibly it
don't
was
know.
a Jefferson. I swear he was on the
Maybe,
Jeffersons,
yeah,
and that
yeah.
happened because I know
Oh,
I'm not
that's
making
great.
that up. So that's interesting. Speaking of the anniversary dinner, LTW's dress was gorgeous. I didn't know this. I saw it on an Instagram post, I think and just like that costumes Instagram page, her nails matched her dress. They had designs on them that matched her
She
dress.
is stunning.
Oh my God.
Everything
Everything.
I love her hair, her eyes, her makeup, like everything about her. I'm just
her
like
voice.
drooling.
Her voice is adorable.
Everything.
Like she just oozes like femininity and she's sexy, but she's not like overly like she's just she's just gorgeous.
She's the whole package.
You feel like you just want to kind of hang around with her and just be like,
yeah.
Can I look at you?
Can I just look at you?
Because she has a great voice too.
Yes.
Steve is ripped, he's all muscular, and Michael Patrick King said he wanted Steve to come back and not be like poor deaf Steve. That's what
right.
King
That's
said.
good. I appreciate that.
Yeah, and so and I guess David was like, I'm on it. That's what he said.
Yeah.
And he got on it. So I was happy about that. Let's see. Okay, so I love the Shop Your TV Facebook group. So I did first. So Carrie's dress at the coffee shop with Seema. It was a big
Oh,
white, it looked so
so beautiful.
cozy,
It's almost like a
comfy.
kimono type. Am
Well,
I
I was like, is it a
or a
caftan?
caftan?
Caftan.
Sorry,
That's what I was
yeah.
trying to like look it up with that word, caftan,
Yeah.
caftan in there. Okay, so first a couple things. So her hat. When I first saw a picture
Hmm.
of her, I saw the picture before I saw the show from a distance. I was like, it kind of looks like a cowboy hat. And then the more I've
Hmm.
looked at it, I'm like, someone was referencing the Revolutionary War because it could.
Oh, geez.
Um, and then I was looking closer at it, and then there was reference to the movie that supposedly she wore this black hat in the movie. And I'm like, wait a minute. So I'm looking this up. The only thing I could catch from it, and I guess I could have dove deeper into this, but I didn't get to. It looked like she was actually wearing two hats. There was a black smaller hat underneath that like netted one, not netted, but you know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
it was, I don't know what that material is. It's not a veil. It's see-through. So I possibly the smaller hat underneath she wore in the movie. That's all I know. That's all I can say. So the dress. So I'm like, all right, I'm looking for this dress. Also, people on Instagram on like when I think it was in Just Like That Costumes posted the picture of her in the hat and the dress.
Hmm.
Oh, the hat, by the way. So that and how is it two hats? It's Chanel.
Hmm.
It said Chanel. So again, I don't know how it's. I got to look into this about the movie thing. So I'm sure, and I don't even know how much it costs. I'm sure it's a lot. But people were commenting and saying, I don't care about the hat. I want to know about the dress. And I was like, yeah,
Hmm.
so does everybody. So I'm looking high and low. I look on Shop Your TV on the website. No. So take a picture of it. I post it on the Facebook group. And basically, someone did come back to me a little bit quickly and said, it's vintage Danny Lee. Basically, you can't get it. I mean, as
Yeah.
far as I've done my research, you cannot get
Not
this.
happening.
No,
It's
I
so
wonder if
pretty.
it's like a one of its kind. Somebody's got to make a replica, and I'm
Right.
wondering if it'll be somebody on Etsy. Um,
Hmm.
I think that Shop Your TV should somehow like get together and collaborate and make an Etsy page and just try to replicate certain things that
Right.
people. I mean, I could not be one of them because I can't sew and make
Or
clothes, but
even like a Shop Your TV, like having a website, like coming together with like H&M or like some,
yeah.
big
Oh yeah.
Target for crying out loud, because they
I'm
always do
going to
these
propose this
collabs.
idea to the
Yeah.
Facebook page because
And make a
already,
more
like,
affordable version
here we
that
go.
kind of like
Yeah.
mimics that look of
Yes.
different
And,
clothing,
Shop
right?
Your TV will sometimes they'll put a link. I think it's them
Yeah.
to cheaper versions of it.
Okay.
Um, okay. So let me just see what this person wrote. They said, Dan Lee vintage dash dash dash, maybe try eBay or Poshmark. So I said, thank you. I just, for curiosity, because I wanted to try to get a price point, something. I looked
Yeah.
on both Poshmark and, I mean, I had never
eBay.
heard of Dan Lee before. Dan Lee, I believe, was a designer. Like it was Danny Lee for. I think it's Bottega,
Mm.
Vanetti. You know that brand. I don't know
Hmm.
if you've heard of it. I thought it made more like bags, so I could be messing this up. I should have written this down. Let me see. Yeah, here it is. The dresses that are available by Danny Lee on eBay. No, they're like
Mortgage.
Dynasty. Like remember Dynasty?
It's
The
like a
dresses in
mortgage payment.
Dynasty. Oh no, I don't even know
Oh,
about
yeah.
the payment. I mean the
Okay.
styles. Like Dynasty on a daily
Hmm.
basis, what they would wear, not like a poofier
Yeah.
fancy dress. Do you know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about, right?
Yeah.
Uh, let me put in Dan Lee again. I just want to make sure. Dan Lee. Oh, wow. They have a vintage handmade long dress by Dan Lee. 19. Actually, this is cute. It's orange. Wow, this just came up. And it's
Oh, that's
19.99
beautiful.
plus $7.60.
Wow.
Yeah, none of these are expensive. I hope it's the same.
That's pretty.
All right, I can't find the other brand that
Yeah.
I saw with his name. So I wanted to point that out. Also, Carrie, speaking of fashion, at their lunch, she is wearing, I don't even think I would have noticed the shirt, except I saw, I think on shopyourtv.com. It's at the lunch. They only have one lunch altogether, right? Oh,
Oh,
when
when they go
Charlotte
out
was
for
talking
lunch.
about dust balls.
Yes. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Carrie is actually wearing a men's vintage Yves Saint Laurent
Mm.
short sleeve shirt logo. So it almost looks like a
Mhm.
pajama top. You barely can see it really in the
Mhm.
scene. And then I looked under the table because I was like, what was she wearing for pants? And so there was a shot. It looked like cream trousers, pants,
Mhm.
but like trousers, like dressy pants. Anyway, I just thought that was interesting that she was wearing like a men's shirt. So yes, I loved the fashion storyline. I wasn't overly excited about.
Yeah.
The dust ball thing, like it was interesting. I'd never heard of that before.
Mhm.
I just there was something not right.
I
Oh,
mean,
it
that's
just
so Charlotte and Harry, though.
yes, that's so
It was
Charlotte and
very
Harry.
fitting.
It was very fitting. I don't know. There was something the way it was done where I was like, I don't
I don't know, the
care.
doctor eating a
Oh, the granola bar. I know that was trying to be
protein bar.
funny, but it was or protein bar. It was grossing me out. I know that was
So
trying to be
awkward.
funny, and also like the topic
Yeah.
he's talking about. He's like chewing
Yeah.
on it. I don't know. It just didn't for me come together where I was like, this is funny. Like Sex in the City would have topics like that, and
Yeah, yeah.
there was something about it that worked, and it was more. I felt like this was just I don't know forced, but I did find out from the writers' room
Mm.
when they do any kind of intimate scenes,
Mhm.
they have to have an intimacy a person there. God, I forgot the name of
Yes.
them.
We talked about this. I feel it. Did we not talk about this on a different episode of something about like it's not a coach, but isn't it like
I
a
was going to say coach. It's not a coach. It's a
yeah.
shoot. It's
No,
somebody
I've had
there
this
to make
conversation with you, I feel like.
sure I
Yes.
think no everybody's comfortable.
Mhm.
Probably too that like someone didn't cross a line
Yep.
and like touch them there where they weren't supposed to or something like that.
Yep.
Everybody is aware of what's going to happen. So I guess on the day of the shot, I don't know. So Michael Patrick King was like, we have to do this scene where Harry has to climax outside of her because if it's inside her,
Oh,
how do
geez.
we know that it
Right.
happened?
Yeah.
So I think originally, I don't know, unless I don't know what originally they were thinking, but they switched last minute to the act that she did with him. And the
Mhm.
intimacy coach is like, I don't know if I could get the paperwork done in time to do it.
Oh, geez.
A hand job. Like also like it sounded like they were very serious. And it just that part was very funny to me. And I guess like Kristen Davis, the one who plays Charlotte, was like,
yeah.
oh, okay. Like when they said they wanted to change what it was, and she was like, okay, like, like, can I do this? So
Can you
that I thought
imagine?
was funny. Also, I did love when she was teaching him how to do Kegels, that
Yeah.
part where she goes, it was her and him together. Best line. Remember, it's not your butthole. You're not trying to hold in a fart. Because I already know how
Yeah.
to do that.
Right, right.
So that part was good.
Oh.
Yeah. So basically, the thruple thing, I knew that was going to happen. As soon as he was laying
Yeah.
in the bed, I was like, I know
Yep.
this is going to
Yep.
happen. And yes, I would have been uncomfortable too. I'm not, I feel like I can handle certain things. It was, I don't know. I don't mean to be like ageist, but do people of a certain age really chat about that? Like with other people? Like if Carrie wasn't
Mhm.
there, the three of them talking about certain things, I could totally
Mhm.
see. But I don't know. I
Mhm.
guess it's just showing how open they are and comfortable. And
Yeah.
also, too, I saw on the Facebook group, somebody was like, Miranda definitely faked that Charlie horse. She wanted to get out of there. And I'm like, these aren't real people.
Right.
I think the character was
Yeah.
supposed to have a Charlie horse. There was no.
Yes. I know, right? Yeah.
Thought that was fun.
Real people,
Yeah,
guys. These aren't real
people
people.
really are not liking
No, no, I'm
the
not hearing a lot
storyline,
of.
and they don't. Well, the majority of people on at least the Facebook group, they don't like Che. They do not like Che, and not because of who they are. Or it's not even,
No.
they think that they're not like, they're selfish and self-centered, like the actual like character, the
There
personality traits. They don't like the personality traits of
there
Che.
isn't a soft side that we're seeing really
We
with
only saw
Shay. I
them
mean, we saw
cry
they
with.
cried and, and yeah,
I'm
but
just
it's
keep.
this very rigid their way or no way sort, but not, I don't know. It's very confused. It's just very like, I
Yeah,
don't know
and
how to
I
describe
like
it. It's like, come on
Che
already.
has. I don't think Che has ever been in. It sounds like a monogamous relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe if they address that a little more, like maybe if you saw that side of it a little more, I don't know, but it's not.
And I think for me somehow Miranda is like this mother in the relationship sometimes to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or at least like I don't know. Or like the outsider. I don't know. I don't know. It
Yeah,
like
there's something. Last season,
it's
honestly, I
just
saw the chemistry.
yes.
Everybody was, a lot of people were angry about her breaking up her marriage,
Right.
but I felt like it was a storyline and it was interesting, and like you followed it
Yeah.
regardless of how you felt about it. 'Cause of course, like,
Mm-hmm.
felt so bad for Steve, like
Yeah.
horrible for him, and hated her, but you knew she was miserable, and like all of that flowed in a way, really. And the fact she is trying to try new things. She's having like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you want to call it, I don't have to call it midlife crisis, but like,
Right.
she's definitely trying to change herself. Still don't understand where she's getting her money from since she's not working. Did she get bought out or
Yeah.
something from the firm?
I I I,
Like,
I mean
she's
must
just
have been
living fine,
quite the settlement.
Does she have the deep pockets too? Like, what's going
I,
on? Did I miss something? Um,
like she went back to college for crying out loud.
I know, I know.
You know. And then gave up
Still,
the internship, so who knows?
I know it's, yeah, but I
And we know
guess,
Steve's, he owns the bar, right? Like,
yeah.
so I mean, I imagine that, and their son is older, so they, it's not like they have a lot of financial things happening there because now he's
Well,
not going
he
to
said he's going to
college.
put
So
off college, though.
yeah, so there's a savings, I suppose.
Yeah, yeah. To just going back to the Chase apartment scenes and stuff, Michael Patrick King did want it to feel like it was college-ish, like how they
Hmm.
didn't have stemware, they were drinking out of
Yeah.
solo cups, and like the topic of a threesome came up, and I guess like because the other two writers, of course, I can't remember their names. One was saying like, did that happen to you in college? And like saying like it might more
Mm,
happen in college than like now.
right.
So that was like a whole thing too, and that definitely did give it the college feel. And I mean, it was interesting to learn about, I guess, Lyle and how they met and what exactly and all
Yeah.
that stuff. But I was just like, okay,
All
I don't
right.
know.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting. Obviously, we saw previews that Chase like has people over and they're like hanging out, like again, like college, and
Yeah.
Miranda's not
Yeah.
that, like, you know.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think you're right. They need to really start mixing in the friends again, because she's very separate. She had Carrie come to the apartment. She did call
Hmm.
Charlotte last week when she was in LA, last episode.
Hmm.
Uh, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, it looks like she's going to be obviously mixing in with them more, and I think Halloween possibly is
Yeah.
coming up. I'm not sure. I don't know,
Oh,
a
yeah.
costume
Yeah.
party, but who
Yeah.
knows?
Yeah. Well, thank goodness because we need some of that.
Yeah. So that's about it. And I don't know. Oh, Carrie did work out a deal, basically, I think, for Enid to talk about the book, right? On the
Hmm.
Ask Enid.
Yeah.
Oh, this was funny. I thought Bitsy goes, don't be, when Bitsy's telling Carrie about Marlon, she's like, don't be, wait, what's the word she used? Shoot. I don't remember what the wording she used. She goes, don't be, not intimidated, but something by the Albany area code.
All of it. Yeah. Yeah.
She didn't say turned off, but like something like that, right?
He's got a place down here too. Yeah, don't be
Yeah, he's
put
got a
off
place.
by his
So Albany
Albany.
area code for you people who don't know is 518. Unless
Yeah,
there's another one. As far as I know, it's 518. But that
I
encompasses more than
still I still have my
Albany.
716 Buffalo area
Oh, I
code.
know. You told
I
me that. Yeah,
never I
yeah,
I just why not? I mean,
yeah.
Matt's a
Who cares?
914
Oh, I
and
lost my
he's not an 845.
914.
It's almost
Well,
like wasn't it
actually,
what it's was it Seinfeld that
we talked
they had a
about
whole
this.
episode about the new area code?
We talked about this. So 212.
Yes.
Yeah, we talked about this. Oh, darn it.
Oh
I
man.
don't know which show we were talking about. Maybe it was this one. But
Yeah.
Sex in the City, that happens too. Like the
Mhm.
new area code. So the classic city, New York City area code is 212. The new area code became 646. So when we got landlines, this was over, 20 years ago, a landline in our apartment, we used a different phone company. Like there was actually more than one phone company to choose from. And that was a huge thing
Right.
because phone companies have a
Yeah.
monopoly always. But you had to get a 646 because you couldn't get a 212. I remember we were like, oh, our cell phones, your cell phone when you lived in the city was 646. They didn't do 212
Mhm.
for a cell phone, as far as I know. So I had a 646 area code when I moved back here. And I don't know if I don't think I ever had a 914. I think it was 845 by the time I moved back here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think a colleague of ours has 914 still. There's people who definitely still
Mhm.
have 914.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't let that go.
No, I'm
That
I'm
was
not
our
letting
old
go of the
area code.
716.
Yeah, you got to hold
Buffalo
on to
all
it.
the way.
Do you know what? There was something though back when you were getting your cell phone. Like now, if I had moved back from the city, I would keep my 646. I wouldn't
Mhm.
change my number. But you
Yeah, you can
couldn't.
keep
You
your number
couldn't
now.
though. Like back then, there was
Yeah.
something in order to have the service up here, whatever, I had to get a new number. Like I had to get a number with this
Mhm.
area code. It was so weird. And that's why like Matt, he doesn't have to change his number just because they
Right.
changed the area code. But back
Yeah.
in the day, you had to, I'm pretty sure.
Mhm.
I don't know. I keep thinking my parents for a little while, my mom had a 914, but then she switched companies or something, so she had to go to 8. I don't know. She changed her mind. Anyway, I think that's all I got.
Lot of
Ooh,
change, yeah.
quick one.
Well, thanks for getting through this one with us.
You're welcome. You're talking to me?
Right? Yeah.
No.
Thanks.
It was
It
more
was
fun
good
to talk
times.
about than I thought it would be.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it was good.
Yeah.
So, you know where to find us, right?
Yeah.
And we got a special
Yes. We have a special
thing in the
episode
works for
coming
our
up.
next recording, so that's
Yes.
exciting. I don't
Hopefully it
want to
all
give out
works
too
out.
many
No, and
details.
also you
Well,
never know.
it's very suspenseful.
Yes.
Yeah, right? So,
I'm just saying you never know
stay tuned
because
for
of
that.
technology issues.
True.
Not an
True.
issue with the person.
No. No, this will be fun.
All right.
So there.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.